All aboard Holland America's Eurodam for plenty of great food, great scenery, and gratuitous drinking.
That's right. That means the travel guys are cruising New England next. Very nice. Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Darren Parkman.
And we are the Travel Guys.
Well, my friend, behind us, the Holland America ship Eurodam. Our sea legs may be a bit wobbly, but we're about to go cruising through New England, the Maritimes, and old Quebec. Should be fun.
Yeah, we'll get lost in the busiest metropolis on the planet, New York City.
We'll get confused and disoriented in the most famous TV bar in the world in Boston.
And we'll pay our respects to the victims of the most famous shipping disaster.
All that and a lot more coming up, so stick around. It's full steam ahead. Like I put that on the ending there?
That's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we kick off our cruise in one of the coolest cities in the world, New York City.
Yes, it's the town so nice, they named it twice. New York, New York, and we're here in the heart of Times Square. And man, this is a busy place, is it not?
Sure is, and it's gorgeous here. It's like 80 degrees out.
You know, I am digging Manhattan, I gotta say. It's just like you see in the movies, all the old architecture is so beautiful, but it's very, very confusing. No idea where we are right now. We're on, well, this is Broadway. This is Broadway.
This is Broadway,
the
Times
famous
Square.
Broadway.
Yeah.
But it's so confusing. It's so hard to find anything in this town. Just ask a New Yorker. They're nice, right?
They're fine, actually. You know, but if you've never been here before, the first thing you notice is how loud it is, how fast people move, and there's just horns honking, trucks.
What are you talking about? I'm walking here. You know, Sinatra was right. This really is the city that never sleeps.
That's very true. Well, that'd make a great song, actually.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they'd call it New York, New York?
No.
These little town blue. No, maybe not.
Wouldn't work.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been here in a couple of years. What do you think of New York?
It really is, and I mean this in a good way. It's a real assault on your senses, I find. Like, there's just so much to do here, but it comes at you. If you're from a smaller town, I can see why it'd be overwhelming. You?
And you know, New Yorkers themselves are very cool people.
Yeah.
They're loud, they're passionate, but they're mostly nice people. Very nice people.
Yeah.
Is that Spider-Man over there? Well, for me personally, one of the coolest things on Broadway has to be the Ed Sullivan Theater behind us, home of David Letterman and Canadian Paul Schaefer. They're all lined up for the show.
Sure are. They're just about to go in. But before Letterman took over this theater, this was the home of the Ed Sullivan Show, where he welcomed the Beatles in 1964.
Now, can we go see Letterman?
No, we don't have time. We've got a cruise ship to get on.
And there's like a 3-year waiting list. Yeah.
Of course, a big part of the cruise is the food, which is very important. We're here in the Rembrandt Room, where several times during the cruise, we get to put on our sophisticated outfits.
We do. A black tie, which is pretty darn formal. I can't remember the last time I had a black tie dinner.
Neither can I.
And to be honest, my choice of company for a black tie dinner may or may not include you.
I'd be okay with a beautiful blonde, so it's nothing against you.
You'd be low on the list, you know, and don't take that the wrong way.
No, I won't take that the wrong way.
What are you having?
I'm having some fantastic pasta, grilled tomatoes, and you're having what?
I'm having the filet mignon.
Filet mignon, yes, very nice.
That's what I said.
Oh, that's of course what
Try
you said.
listening.
All right,
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Well, we just jumped off the ship and we find ourselves in one of the most historic cities in all of America.
That's right, pal. We're in the great city of Boston, buddy. I'm excited to be here because everywhere you look, there's American history.
There is a ton of history in this town, and I'm trying to pick up the Boston accent.
Good luck with that.
This town is wicked cool. It's wicked smart.
That's very nice.
You're patronizing me, aren't you?
No, you're actually right on there. That's very good. Just don't do a lot of that, though.
Okay, all right. You want to talk landmarks? Now this is a Boston landmark.
That's right. We're standing in front of a Cheers sign, which was the inspiration for the TV show, but the bar is actually not called Cheers, is it?
It's called the Bull and Finch, but it's exactly like the bar in the show. And I think I've just committed us to having a beer inside that bar.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let's do that.
Boy, they really do sell the memorabilia here, don't they? Huh?
There's a gift shop here. It's the only pub I've ever known to have a gift shop, yeah. Here's the Boston.
Boston.
Cheers.
Hey, nice.
I said cheers and we're in Cheers.
Got it.
See what I did there?
Yes, I really did.
Cheers. Well, I'm a bit confused. Is it a car or is it a boat? Well, it's neither. It's a duck.
And we are going on a duck tour of the city of Boston.
Quack. Well, our next port of call happens to be a weekend in New England.
That's right.
We're getting a first-hand taste of small-town Maine today.
We're in the town of Bar Harbor. Now, this town was incorporated in 1796 as Eaton. It's a long time ago, a very long time ago. And then changed its name to Bar Harbor in 1918. And buddy, this is a great time to be here because autumn, the trees, the colors,
The colors are amazing here, yeah. And you learned a little bit about Maine. I guess, were you doing some research while I was drinking on the ship last night?
No, actually, when you were drinking in the pub this morning.
Well, this is kind of like deja vu for me because I have a statue of a lobster eating an ice cream cone in my living room, and here's one right here in Maine. Can you believe it?
That's kind of frightening, to be honest with you. Well, Parkman and I find ourselves in a very cool spot called Route 66 Bar and Restaurant here in Bar Harbor, Maine. And buddy, you must love a place like this because it's full of collectible items. I know that you actually do a lot of collecting. I'm looking around at stuff that I might think is just really old, but you could probably pick up some spots or some things here that are very, very expensive.
I collect vintage advertising signs. This place is full of original vintage advertising signs. I dig that orange Crush sign up behind us here. That cardboard Coke sign right behind us here,
Yeah.
probably worth about $1,000. They're very rare. But I've got about 200 old advertising signs. This place kind of looks like my living room at home, actually. Well, there's our ship there in the New England harbor, the Eurodam, and I never realized how massive it is from a distance. Wow, it's like a city.
It's a big ship. Parker and I are just off the boat, and our next stop, we're back in Canada, is Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Kind of cool for you and I. Neither of us have ever actually been to the Maritimes. Our first time here, looking forward to it. Let's do some sightseeing. We don't have a lot of time. Well, we're now at Forest Lawn Cemetery just outside of Halifax, a very sacred place and a very historic place when it comes to the history of the Titanic.
That's right, pal. There are 121 souls who were buried here after their bodies were recovered in 1912.
It's actually kind of eerie to see all these Titanic headstones in a row here, and the number below each name actually relates to the order in which the bodies were recovered back in 1912.
Now, this one is a J. Dawson. This was actually an employee of the ship line and not...
That's not the Jack Dawson from the Titanic
Not
movie.
the Leonardo DiCaprio character from the movie.
We're now about an hour outside of Halifax at one of the most famous monuments in all of the Maritimes. It's the lighthouse at Peggy's Cove.
That's right, pal. This tiny little fishing village has about 60 people that live here year-round. They still fish out of this village, but you look around, there's about 1,000 tourists here right now.
Just a real cool little area, though. It almost looks like a movie set.
Yeah, sure does, yeah.
Well, the sign on the lighthouse says, "Warning, injury and death have rewarded careless sightseers here." I wouldn't call injury and death a reward, really, would you?
Yeah, but careless behavior, sir. You got to watch it on the rocks here. Very slippery.
You're very responsible.
I am.
It's always nice to wrap up a hard day of sightseeing with a tasty libation, I find. Do you also find?
Yes, there are two. You got two going on here.
Always have one on deck. I'm trying to teach you that.
Yeah, that's
Always
good
have
point.
one on deck. Yeah.
Starting to learn the wisdom of your ways. We're enjoying a nice local beer here at Garrison Brewery. Before we get back on the boat, you better drink fast because we don't have a lot of time.
I have no problem drinking fast. It's kind of my trademark.
It is. Cheers.
Well, that big honkin' fiddle behind us must mean we're about to experience the sounds of Cape Breton.
That's right, pal. Our next shore excursion is the seaside town of Sydney, Nova Scotia. Stop that, stop that. So, buddy, we've been on this ship about a week. Your thoughts on our latest cruise adventure?
I gotta tell you, you and I have been on a few cruises in the past with this little dog and pony travel show we do.
Yeah.
But I have to say, this ship has to be the most luxurious we've ever been on. It's luxury personified.
Do you know what that means?
I just said that, didn't I?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
did.
redundant?
Yeah.
The food is great, the rooms are great, the staff is great, and the beer is cold.
Yes.
What more do you want? What more do you want, I ask?
Well, now it's time for a little thing we like to call Jim and Darren Meet the People.
Or as it's also known, approaching total strangers that would normally ignore us. Let's go. What is the coolest thing in your opinion about cruising?
Oh, at the ports.
The ports,
Yeah, actually getting off the ship's the nicest part for us.
There's things to see. You're at sea. It's the beauty of relaxing, enjoying the sun. And when you come to port, of course, I mean, there's so many different communities that you stop and visit.
Probably the leaves and trying to see all the different kind of ports that and the history attached to them.
What are you enjoying about this cruise?
That actually you can do anything you want, which in my case is a lot of nothing.
Getting in any trouble on the port stops?
No. It's too old for this cruise to get in trouble, you know.
Are you? Yeah?
Yeah.
You're beyond that. You're more mature than that, aren't you?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of setting an example for others, aren't you?
We're trying, yeah.
Yeah? It's not working with me.
The weather's been great, the food's good, lots of nice sights to see.
Gorgeous sunny day on the cruise ship. You having a good time?
Having a great time, relaxing and totally enjoying it.
Sorry, I fell asleep for a second there. It is relaxing, isn't it?
I'm here with Buck, who does a lot of work with Holland America. This is your client, so give us your thoughts on what makes this particular cruise fantastic.
Well, I think you're going to find the best service in the cruise industry here. You've got the staff, you've interacted with folks. It's just a great product, and it's delivery from top to bottom.
The food is spectacular on the ship.
Food, yes, there's a wide variety of it, from everything from a casual Lido dining to the hamburgers. You can have a specially made sandwich to order, all the way up to the specialty Pinnacle restaurant. Just some wide variety of really good food.
Thank you very much. That was well said. we now find ourselves in the cozy Quebec town of Saguenay, which is not too far north of the St. Lawrence River. That's where the boat is docked.
You know what? We're in Quebec. I'm practicing a little French.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Je ne parle pas français, mon petit poulette.
Wow, that's impressive. What does that mean?
I haven't learned that part yet.
Ah, you're halfway there then. Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay,
I'm working
excellent.
I gotta tell you, buddy, I'm really digging small town Saguenay, Quebec here, but I'm a little confused by one thing here.
What's that?
I see a sign behind us that says arrête on it, and I really don't know what that means.
Stop.
I'm just asking a question. I don't have to be rude about it. I just want to know what the sign means.
Stop.
Why are you being like this? Well, one thing that sets apart old Quebec from the rest of Canada is the history. There's actually a lot more of it here.
Sure is, pal. Even in a small town like Saguenay, you can find great history everywhere. Like behind us, this church, built in 1862, the first one to be made of stone.
1862, that's before Canada even became a country.
Hey, nice point. Very good.
Hey, one thing that's kind of been bothering me, though.
What, the church or?
No, just earlier when we saw that sign, arrête, you know, I'm naturally curious. It said arrête. I just want to know what it means.
Stop.
Just, why are you being like this? But despite you lashing out at me in your anger, I'm going to ask you one more time. I really want to know what arrête means in English.
I've been trying to tell you. Arrête means stop.
Oh, so you weren't telling me to stop. Arrête means stop.
Yes.
Oh, well, never mind then. My bad. Well, as proof that this ship is classy, we are now at the classiest bar on the entire ship. A place called the Crow's Nest, right on the 11th floor. The highest point you can get on the ship here, and as luck would turn out, it's happy hour this afternoon, and it plays right into my having one on deck theory.
It does. I like the fact that we've got a gorgeous late afternoon here. They have a little quick 1 hour happy hour window, and you're quickly taking advantage of that.
Making use of the window.
No, your window's a little bigger than other
When
people's.
there's a window, when you see a window, you got to jump through
a
it.
little porthole, but you've got like a giant like bayside window, don't you?
I see you've got one on deck back there too, part of the happy
Well, they
hour
don't need to
thing.
see that. I've just got one here, that's fine, yeah.
You know, one of the great changes they've made on cruise ships since the last time I was on a cruise is they've lowered the price of drinks.
I've noticed that,
Which
actually.
is of great benefit to someone like yourself and someone like myself.
I don't have a problem with that, yeah. I like
It allows
that.
us to drink substantially more at a bargain basement price.
And these little happy hour things aren't anything to shake at either, are
No, they aren't. No,
Yeah.
2 for 1.
Yeah,
I like
that.
that. Yeah.
It's mine. buddy.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
That one's mine, actually.
Cheers.
I had 2 waiting over here.
Well, Parkman and I have been given a special privilege up here on the bridge with Captain Hank Kayer, who has been kind enough to guide us through the passages in the waterways the last 9 days. Thank you very much.
More than welcome. Pleasure. Great to have you on board.
Oh, we're
It's
happy to be
been
here.
an exceptional cruise. Very nice.
Now, Captain, we've been on some cruise ships before, but this cruise ship, the Eurodam, is one big honking ship. It's a floating city. Tell us a little bit about this vessel. I know it's not very old, is it?
No, it's not old at all. She was built in Italy in 2008. That's when she was delivered to a Holland American line, and since then we've been cruising the various parts of the world.
How many rooms?
We have 900 rooms plus.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, and rooms are very big.
I have to say, it's been a very, very smooth cruise
Yeah.
overall. But if you do need any help, feel free to call on Jim and myself. We're always available.
I've got your phone numbers. Thank you very much.
All right, we're on call.
I don't think that phone's going to be ringing, but thanks for saying that, Captain.
Well, bonjour, mes amis. We wrap up our fantastic Holland America cruise in the most historic city in all of Canada. Yes, it's Quebec City.
And behind us, pal, one of the world's most famous hotels is the Chateau Frontenac, which opened in 1892 and was the first of the grand Canadian Pacific hotels built across this country.
Could we afford to stay there?
No, we could not.
I didn't think so. Well, when you're in Quebec City and you want to get from one place to another, you got to take the famous funiculaire, or as the French say, funiculaire.
I tell you what, that's the easiest, quickest way to go from lower town to upper town.
Did I say that right?
You did, actually. It's very nice.
Funiculaire.
Very nice, yeah.
Funiculaire.
The accent really doesn't help, though.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Well, we just got off the funicular. It's a very quick ride. We're now on the historic boardwalk high atop the city.
That's right, pal. Once you're up here, there's a lot of great cafes, and the historic Plains of Abraham is only a few minutes walk away.
Barkeep, one more, please.
Hey, you're cut off. Camera.
I am?
Yeah.
Well, sadly, happy hour's over, but we wrap things up from the classy Crow's Nest Bar high atop the classiest ship we've ever been on, the Eurodam.
Nicely said.
Thank you.
But before we leave, as we always do, let's check out Jim and Darren's top 5 coolest things about our Holland America cruise. Number 5.
It's got to be enjoying the first of many pints here at the Route 66 Restaurant and Bar in Bar Harbor, Maine.
Why 2?
I think you know this is necessary. Numero 4.
Nice. Hanging out at the Chateau Frontenac and immersing ourselves in old Quebec City culture.
Number 3, paying our respects to the victims of the Titanic while visiting Halifax.
Number 2.
It's got to be having a frosty cold one in the bar that inspired the TV show Cheers, the Bull and Finch here in downtown Boston. Cheers to that. See what I did? Because we're in Cheers, and I said cheers.
Just straight.
You don't get it, do you?
And the number 1 coolest thing about our onboard adventure.
It's got to be kicking off our cruise in the city that never sleeps, New York, New York. The town's so nice they named it twice.
Enough of the cliches.
Okay.
We'll see you next time on The Travel Guys. Sponsorship for The Travel Guys provided by Plaza Premium Lounge, Travel Pro Luggage and Holiday Group, and Mavi Jeans.
You know, I'm almost afraid to ask you right now, but I really want to know what arete means. What are you talking about? I'm walking here. What are you talking about? I'm walking here. Lobsters love ice cream. They love ice cream.
They sure do. That's very true.